Good morning, Club and Horseshoe Bay members, and welcome to Fitness Friday. Today, as you might have guessed by seeing this instrument here in my hand, we're going to work on the kettlebell swing. Now, for those of you who are looking for a wonderful alternative to the treadmill or the recumbent bicycle or perhaps the elliptical, this is a great tool because not only will it elevate your heart in such a way as to work on your cardiovascular system, but also it creates a wonderful body-mind connection because you can't do this thing. You can't perform this thing mindlessly. It's going to require that you're present, and for that, the body will thrive and heal anytime the body and mind are working together. And it is to that end that I'm going to bring Jacob out here. Jacob, thank you for joining me. Let me hand you that. Let's talk about what a kettlebell swing is and then go over the variety of what the different exercises are. Now, what's the word? Kettlebell swing. Swing. Let's talk about the swing. It's not some artificial raising of the arm, but rather it happens because the body creates swing. Can I see just a one-arm motion here? He has that in his right hand. And just to get an idea of what the swing is, we're going to start, because it's in the right hand, with his right leg. And notice that his arm touches his inner upper thigh in such a way that his hips thrusting forward is what propels the kettlebell up. That's very important. This gets starts its momentum in the middle portion of the body and works out to the extremity. You know, an arm curl is just an extremity. This starts in the middle portion of the body and works everything out to the extremity, and that's where you get the cardiovascular training. So in the end, and you're completely spent, you can't do another one, it's not because any muscles burned out, but rather you've worked the entire body so that you just need to catch your breath because it required so much of you. So that's the single arm swing. Once you get an idea of that, it's time to progress to the two-handed swing. Same thing, his wrists are going to touch his inner upper thigh, and his hips shooting forward are what propel this thing up. If his shoulders are being worked at all, it's to keep that thing from flying over his head. Good. And that is a two-arm swing. You can do that anywhere from rib cage height all the way to up above the ears. But if you do take it up, be mindful that in the beginning you need to make sure you don't swing it too hard to hit something behind you. So again, we've done the single arm, we've done the double arm, and let's talk about the gunslinger just to get going here. Take the right foot and move it back just a hair for me. He's got it in the right hand, so the right leg goes back just a little bit. And notice what this gunslinger is. Good. That's a gunslinger technique. Again, you're incorporating the mind, bringing it together with the body so as to not do this mindlessly, but do it in such a way that requires you to be present while all the same getting all the cardiovascular benefits as you would on any other sort of cardiovascular machine. Two more for me, please. That's a gunslinger. He's got to really manage that weight and at the same time propel that thing from the middle portion of the body. We're only going to do one more, and this is just the single arm switch. Now he's in a horse riding stance. That is, his legs even, and we're going to do the one arm switch. Notice what he does here. He switches up top. You don't want to switch underneath here. You want to switch hands when this thing's here. As you progress, as you get better, then notice that this thing will be suspended for a moment with neither hand on it before the other one grabs it. Don't do this in a crowded room. Don't do this with a hard surface in the beginning. We've got this artificial grass out here, so this is a great place to practice. And it seems like a well-rehearsed trick, but what he's already figured out is there's a moment where that thing is absolutely still, and it's at that point that he makes the switch and grabs it instead of grabbing something that's really moving. And so let's go over that one more time. You had the single arm, you had the two arm, you had the gunslinger, and then you had the single arm switch, the alternate arm, and those are the exercises that make up a wonderful cardiovascular routine, and it's something that I would hope that you would take part in a couple, 3 days a week, if not with that, with something, because we've got to elevate our heart, and we've got to always be mindful of our cardiovascular training. Jacob, thank you for, I see you got a little breath going there. Good, thank you for helping me. We'll see you next week.